Okay folks, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be tying up a salmon fly on an extremely small hook. So it's a size 20 owner treble. So let's go ahead. The first thing we need to do is add our thread. I'm going to use white thread here because I'm going to use a floss tag. So for a treble this size, just be very careful with the points as you're working up. You have to weave in between the points. And for the tag I'm going to use yellow floss. Okay. So just weave in through those points. You'll also notice that this isn't a down-eyed or straight-eyed hook. It's basically actually a small bait hook. Some people would use them for tube flies. So it's actually the hook eye is actually going vertically as opposed to horizontally. And that's what way you have to tie it if you want it to face straight in the water. Okay, so I'll just put my thread up out of the way here. So this is fluorescent yellow floss. For this is called the Moy Green, and traditionally it would have had a crest feather at the end. But for the small mini tubes, people would use this, which is basically just a bit of yellow floss, just a bit of a trigger. I'm just going to tie that on. It's only a few turns, just a wee bit of a colour towards the end. And then next we're going to add on what'll be our rib. So it's silver wire. So put that on underneath. Try to minimise your thread wraps for hook this size, so don't be tying it right in at the head. Okay, so that's secured underneath. And then I'm going to use silver flat tinsel for the body, and that's going to be tied on top. Okay, so just take that down right to where you hit the tag, weaving in between the points. It's very easy for the thread to snap if you're working with a wee treble in this size. Okay, then let's get a little bit of super glue and put it on for about 1 inch of the thread, and then just start winding your thread back up the shank towards the eye, and that super glue will give you a good hole underneath. So we'll follow it up with our flat tinsel. As you'll see, I'm only going to get like 3 or 4 turns of this. The shank's so small. In fact, I'm going to unravel that a little bit. I'll put it a wee bit tighter just to stretch it better. Tie it back on itself. Okay. And then the wire, I always just do 1 turn of the wire just at the tag itself, and then probably for a fly this size 3 turns would be a good number, maybe even less. Okay, secure it in, and then I've done a few turns to secure it there, and instead of blunting my scissors by cutting it off, I'm just going to twist the wire. Okay, and then I'm going to get a wee whip finish tool and just do a wee quick finish so we can change the thread colour. Okay, and this is 8/0 thread, but now I'm going to go down to 16/0. Again, just trying to reduce the bulk at the head. We've got a wing and a hackle to go on here, a false hackle. Okay, so just changing this thread. And just add that on again. Touch and turns until it's secured in. Okay, and then I'm going to turn the hook upside down, and I'm going to tie in the beard hackle. For the beard hackle, it's going to be hot orange. I'm just going to put off a few fibres, not that many, but just put off a few fibres. them lined up, and then just probably just to the back of the hook if even, and just use a pinch and loop method. Can be a bit fiddly. Okay. I didn't get all the fibres there, but I think it's enough to create a full tackle anyway. Just ensure you keep on tension before you cut off your excess. Okay, make any wee adjustments if needs be. Okay, and then final thing we want to do, just a few wee fibres here just are annoying me. Okay, the final thing I want to do is add on our wing, and it's going to be green, dyed green grey squirrel. Okay, and then you just put this on the top. Just be sure to use your left hand to protect it from that one of those hooks, and lightly secure that in, and then make any adjustments before you put on any pressure. Now, because this is squirrel, before I tie on any more wraps, I'll just get a bit of super glue on the thread. Squirrel doesn't compress too well. I'm going to hold the fibres. I'm going to do a couple of wraps. Let that super glue sink in. Okay, and then with that sinking in, I'm going to start cutting off the excess. Okay, now it is fiddly for a size 20, but as I always say, it's worth it. Okay, and then just start neatening up that head. Don't worry if it's not as neat as your normal flies. This is probably going to be a fraction of the size of your normal flies. And then just do a wee bit finish at the end. And that's your size 20 Moy Green. So a perfect little fly, especially for the Moy, for the tidal beats in low water, where you're going to have fresh fish, and they've seen size 14 cascades all day long. Put on this, I'm sure you'll trigger a take. As always, folks, if you like the video, do hit subscribe, hit the like button, and do check out my other videos. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.